Hey everybody, welcome to my usual me, and welcome to the second major update guide to Life is Feudal the MMO. This is an 8-part guide that was released by Bitbox. We're gonna go ahead and run through this as quickly as possible, but I think we're gonna go with the natives first because that's right on the list. That's first on the list. Let's go ahead and hit it. Natives, about the Knolls tribes, otherwise known as natives. You may or may not already be aware that the Gautlungs, the Slavards, and the Kurds were not the first to venture to these lands. There was something dark here already, long before we came, and who knows if it'll be here after we all perish. If you are the type to enter dark, undisturbed waters as though you were walking through a sunshine-flooded valley, the type who practically sniggers at the mere thought of evil spirits and storms through bears and boar alike, as though passing by rabbits and squirrels, the type whose sword, spear, and axe is as much a part of you as your hand, leg, or heart. The rough wood and coarse leather are as familiar as seeing the sun in the morning and the stars at night. Then perhaps the time has come to discover something new about this world, and perhaps about yourself. This something new awaits you deep in the thick of the forest. It is angry, thirsty for blood, and extremely cunning, and it is eager to greet you. Behold, either its blood or the color of your own fear. May the sleeping God protect your soul. You can sometimes hear these words being repeated by the elders who know all too well that there are more to these lands than meets the eye, who know that the forests that surround you hold dark secrets, which adventurers and travelers such as yourself must learn eventually. Most people call these tribesmen simply natives, as they are indeed the native inhabitants of this world. They were here when we came, they watched us, they measured our strengths and weaknesses, but make no mistake, they are by no means people of friendly and hospitable nature. They will not speak with you, and they will most certainly not break bread with you. Indeed, the only way to communicate with outsiders is with steel and blood, and would see to it that your skull be split open before a word even left your mouth. Be sure to keep that in mind when approaching them. There are also writings that specify another name for these savage tribesmen, Gnolls. Its exact meaning is not common knowledge, but what it was well known is that these savages are extremely dangerous and not to be approached. Moreover, the lands they inhabit are cursed. No horse will ever enter them. Fear of this place holds them back, and for good reason. No man should ever set foot in these dangerous, dark places alone. If you value your life, you will either stay away from their settlements or come well prepared, armed with steel, strong companions in faith. For Gnolls certainly offer bloody sacrifices to some pagan god who, in return, gives them their brutal strength and dark aura, which strikes fear even in the hearts of the greatest of men. These native tribesmen will mostly appear in their villages that are scattered around the world. In order to raid those villages, it is recommended to gather a party of about 5 brave warriors. Be warned, though, that the tribesmen will disappear if more than 10 people enter the settlement. Make sure to equip yourselves with various types of weapons, armor, and equipment to succeed in the raid. A significant reward awaits those who reach the center of the village and will deal with all the challenges along the way. You must keep in mind a few facts when entering the cursed lands of the Gnolls tribes. Horses refuse to go inside the native lands and will unsaddle their riders with any attempt to move over the cursed land. Movable objects cannot be brought to and deployed on the cursed land. Tribesmen in these villages have a certain respawn timer, so if you are hunting them, you might not want to stray too far from the village to wait for the inhabitants to show up. Upon entering the Gnolls, you will see 5 distinguishing types. So the mole looks like he's a miner, and he's got a pick here, and he's also has a bear by his side. Is this a bear or is this a wolf? I don't know. I don't see a tail off the back of him, so I'm thinking it might be a bear. So are we going to have to deal with bears too? This is really interesting. And you have the hunter, which it looks like he's going to be a woodsman. He's going to have an axe. There's a tree next to him, so I guess his weapon of choice is going to be an axe. Now you have the bear. So the first native we showed you had a bear by their side, but this one is called the bear. So I'm guessing that he's going to have claws that he's going to attack you with. You have the witch, and she was jumping out of a tree in the trailer. I remember that. So that's interesting. You can see her breastises right here. So the witch is going to be a woman. And then you're going to have the chieftain. who has a two-handed sword. He's covered in all kinds of sticks and skulls, and there's a sword sticking out of his head. Alrighty, guys. Well, those are the 5 types of natives you're going to find in the raid. Hopefully, it's going to be a pretty cool experience. I'm going to go ahead and see if we can't get some people together, and we're going to go raid these villages and see what you get out of the deal. Hopefully, it's worth it. If it's not, that's going to be a bummer. But I think they've put a lot of thought into this. I think that we're probably going to see some pretty good content. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get together some people in the future. We're going to go and we're going to see if we can't do a native raid or two, see if these different native areas are different or if they're all the same, if it's the exact same raid no matter what. Hopefully they put some variety in this. Hopefully that it's going to be exciting. And yeah, why don't you tell me down below your stories about what happened when you met the natives for the first time. I'd like to know, and I'd like to hear about it. So guys, I hope you liked the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, do that right now. As I always say, I am my usual me. You be your usual you. And we'll see you in the next Life is Feudal, the MMO update. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.